Good afternoon. Welcome to Pitch Day for November the 3rd, 2021. We have two pitches today. First up will be Christopher Bulin from ProvenPCI, and then Tristan Houston with Bistro.io will be pitching in a few moments. A couple announcements before we get going. For those of you who are entrepreneurs on this call, we have an ongoing investor boot camp. We run it once a year. It started on October 12th. It runs through January 18th. We meet every Tuesday from 5:30 until about 6:30 or 7, depending on the topic and the Q&A that goes on. There are 14 separate sessions, and each session answers a different component of the general question. So what does it take to get an angel to finance my business? So if you've missed a few of those sessions, that's okay. We record them on YouTube. You can go on our YouTube channel on youtube.com/startupnb, and you can watch all the sessions we've had up through last night. And then you can jump in on the live sessions going forward. It's free. So we encourage anybody who's an entrepreneur in the community who's looking to raise capital from us or from any other venture funder, jump in there. The content is really good, and it'll set your expectations for what you need to do to get yourself ready to be funded. The second program we have going on is our investor boot camp. It's the other half of our Angel NB program. So the first half is the founder boot camp I just talked about. The second half is the investor boot camp. That starts on February 1st and it finishes on April 30th. And we invite accredited investors who want to learn to be angel investors to join the boot camp. What happens for the investors is they each put $5,000 into a fund. We seek to have a minimum of 40 people. So it's $200,000 at the low end. And we ask the entrepreneurs in the community to apply to that group for the $200,000 in funding. And then we teach the angels, the investors, how to select companies, how to value companies, how to do due diligence, all the things that investors need to know to be effective. And we do that by, for real. We make a real investment in a real company and have real founders pitch and go through the process of raising capital. Good news is at least one company is going to raise $200,000. Last year when we did this, we had 53 investors. We raised $330,000 and 3 companies got investment. So the $200,000 one company thing is just a minimum. So all of you who are entrepreneurs, please attend the boot camp. Please apply to the Angel NB investor group when that opens in January, so that you can be eligible for the fund. We will put a link up for you, either an email because you're connected to us. Or as we know the link, we'll put it up here in the chat when it becomes available. That program is sponsored by 3 sponsors: Glassboard Technologies, who provides the underlying technology that we use at Angel NB and Fund NB to run our investment groups. It's sponsored by the City of Las Vegas, who helps us with this beautiful facility that I'm sitting in right now. And for those of you who are in the Las Vegas area and are looking for co-work space, I'd suggest that you reach out to Logan because the deal here at the International Innovation Center is pretty sweet, and the facility is top notch. And finally, the last sponsor is the Brex card. For those of you who apply through Startup NB to the Brex card, and I'll drop the link in the chat here as the pitches get going. First, you don't have to put your personal credit on the line if you have a Brex card. And second, if you're approved, you get $500 in your account, essentially on us. So if you're interested in credit, then apply through the Brex card, and I'll drop a link in the chat. We've got the other thing, if you're in the Vegas ecosystem, if you want to get a glance at some of the other things that are going on in the ecosystem, suggest you check out vegas.dealroom.co. It talks about all the investors in the marketplace. It talks about lists all the other startups in the marketplace. If you're a startup and you want to be listed there, it's free. Just set up your account and list yourself there. Hopefully some investors will find you. So vegas.dealroom.co is something that we and the City of Las Vegas together help help to create, and we curate the information that's out there. So that's the end of the announcements.
Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Bulin, and I am the founder and CEO of ProvenPCI. And what we've done is we've created a cybersecurity suite that helps small, medium businesses satisfy PCI compliance or payment card industry compliance. No, slides aren't working. Currently in the payment card industry, compliance software marketplace is expected to reach about $44 billion by 2025. And this is a huge opportunity in regards to what we're building. Small businesses typically have experienced more security breaches because of remote work, because of the pandemic. 28% of data breaches are happened in 2020. We're typically with targeted small businesses. And the biggest component is it takes 197 days on average to identify a breach for a small business. The small business market is, quite honestly, it makes up 99% of the US in regards to small businesses. However, the small business market is underserved, underprotected, and under-resourced. And the reason for this, quite honestly, is because they rely on legacy solutions, legacy products, enterprise products, to protect themselves. And there's just not enough resources out there or manpower for small businesses to stay protected. We talk about low protection and compliance. When it comes to the payment card industry security compliance, there's roughly 329 requirements, but in order to meet those requirements, you would need 7 to 10 vendors for a small business to do that. Again, just kind of more evidence in regards to what small businesses are at risk of. Most small businesses don't think they're at risk. 80% of breaches are from system intrusion. 94% of attackers actually target credit card data. And the average cost to a small business, whether they have insurance or not, is about $150,000. So what we've created is PCI in a box. It is a plug and go solution. It's simple to use. It's affordable for small businesses to use. It has all the functionality, and compliance is pre-built. So it maps to PCI compliance. So once they run it on their system and go through the task and go through the process, within 10 minutes, they'll actually have their PCI compliance met, and it's continuously running. So it's always checking and remediating to make sure that they're always in compliance, that their business is secure, and that the data is protected. This is what we have built into our box. It is the 7 to 10 vendors that they would normally need. We have it all built into a package for them. TAM SAM, like I said earlier, is about a $44 billion market. There's 55 million small businesses throughout the globe, and we are global, so PCI is a global, I guess, standard or framework. So our target market is small businesses, and that's 55 million. How we came up to our SAM, I did go off of the, the adoption curve. But our target market is, we're targeting the ISOs and the credit card processors to adapt and go after the small businesses. So our target market is ISOs, independent sales organizations, merchant service providers, banks. They're the ones who have the portfolio and the clients. Pricing strategy, it's per merchant, each merchant ID. And so it's scalable in regards to that aspect. The average ISO has about 2,000 merchants on their books. So if we targeted one independent sales organization, we would capture 2,000 small businesses at a time. So currently, competitive market, these are some big players in regards to it: TrustWave, ControlScan, and Security Metrics. They do a lot of what we do in regards to, they have the wizard, but then they have third parties that they rely on in regards to helping meet these requirements. And those can cost anywhere between, we've seen $15,000 a year up to $500 a month. And we're coming in at a price, like I said, $30 a month or $50 a month to the merchant. So for $600 a year, they can be compliant. Our team is comprised of people from the cybersecurity landscape, people from PCI. Jeff Mann is our advisor. He actually works with the council and is actually certified as a qualified security assessor. Myself and my co-founders are George Carnell from legal. He's had franchise experience. I've got 20 years in the payments industry, and Josh Benedetti, who's Lean Six Sigma Green Belt. And then our ask, we're seeking $2.5 million for a seed, and that is to grow and that is to expand. We need basically to do installs with a number of merchants. And in order to get clients compliant, we need to get them up and running within a month. And that's our target. If we can do our installs every 10 minutes, we should literally knock out, we should be able to get about 1,000 out a month easily. But we need to grow our team in regards to that. And ProvenPCI, where we're bridging the gap between payments and security.